Hi, my name is Monica Andonova, and I'm a partner solutions consultant at Appian. Today, I'm going to walk over with you through our connected onboarding solution, which is part of our financial services suite. The reason we have built the suite of financial services solution is that Appian has a really extensive industry experience when it comes to financial services. We've worked with 100 different customers across the globe, and connected onboarding as the start of the customer journey is a very popular use case that we've seen over the year. With our solutions, you get pre-built workflows with the flexibility to configure your own processes that hit that sweet spot for the specific market, but also provide our customers with process efficiency and improved experiences, which are key for this market as it adjusts to new operating models. The automation capabilities behind these solutions are industry standard integrations. The suite provides connectors through technical partnerships, including Dow Jones, Dun& Bradstreet, Bloomberg, Northrop, Quantexa, Companies House, and OFAC, just to name a few. It's also using cutting edge technologies that live within Appian itself, such as intelligent document processing, and robotic process automation. These capabilities focus on reducing errors and removing the manual tasks from users, which allows the focus on the main job instead of unnecessary work, um, and thus improve the customer relationship. When it comes to connected onboarding itself, it's the start of the customer lifecycle management process. It is a key process to ensuring the financial institution is revenue stream is in check and the client experience is satisfactory. Conventional onboarding process rely on individual completing onboarding tasks with little visibility, providing a really disjointed experience. This is because many players are involved with the onboarding process. And so, on average, people will use over 10 different systems to perform this process. Appian low code platform comes in here as a key orchestrator that allows the unified process of connected onboarding across people, processes, and data to reduce the risk of onboarding, accelerate the time to revenue, improve the user experience, and ultimately empower the business users from the financial institution with complete control over the onboarding journey. Here, we are seeing the home dashboard of connected onboarding, where I'm logged in as the onboarding head, and I have visibility over the key KPIs and metrics over the work stream that I'm responsible for in the client portfolio that I manage. So I see here the average situation by region on the customer profile, the amount of onboardings we have, and how many of those are at risk, and the tasks as well as the overdue work of the team. We can focus in on a specific onboarding, but also the team in their day to day can manage their task work using the workflow capabilities of Appian as well. So we have kind of bringing the best of both worlds. So the data-driven approach from case management when it comes to the onboardings themselves, but also the task and process analytics capabilities from Appian's workflow engine. So when it comes to task management, you get a lot out of the box. So the classic stuff around reallocating work. If someone is on PTO, be it vacation, paternity leave, or um, taking some time off, we can from here manage that work and either perform it ourselves or shift to someone else within the team. Everything that's going on here is really based off the funding date. That's the key date where we potentially want to release funding to this specific customer. And so we're kind of orchestrating the work steps of the onboarding process backwards based off this date. I also have the ability to focus on onboarding at risk. So if we like to focus in the work to improve efficiency, connected onboarding lets you do that. At a case management level, we can access via the Appian record technology details across one single onboarding process. Over here, we have the ability to surface data from various systems. So this can very easily integrate with the customer data repository or various CRM systems such as Salesforce, to allow the onboarding team here to really see one single pane, one single source of truth, and be able to provide very efficient service when it comes to the decision of onboarding. So again, we see all the tasks that are due to take place within the context of that specific onboarding. And the industry integrations that I mentioned at the start are also surfaced here. So we have that transparency in terms of the risk score situation of that specific customer, so that when we are making decisions um, as to whether or not to onboard that specific client to that specific product or to our institution overall, we can not only do it as soon as possible, but we can also do it as informed as possible. We're also leveraging automation capabilities from the Appian platform. So at a document level, we can take a look at all the digital attachments that are related to the specific onboarding, and we can use intelligent document processing to perform verification of that document and automation automatically extract the data. So we can match the documents with the customer ID, their tax ID, or whatever configuration really works for you as an organization. But in any case, we'd like to use digital workers as much as possible to automate and do some of those traditionally manual and frankly very boring tasks. So we can now do them automatically. We get extensive context in terms of the onboarding. So we can see all the different products that we are considering to onboard this customer for. Again, we can manage the workflow in a little bit more detail, but we can also analyze it and understand the sequential order and potential dependencies to someone else. So if there is a bottleneck, you can very quickly, just in a matter of a few clicks, investigate and understand where is this process stuck with. Is it potentially congested at the point of KYC, or perhaps something else is going on that is potentially delaying the process. In any case, nowadays customers expect really rapid responses when it comes to their applications. So everything here is driven to streamline efficiency and help you do the work as quick as possible. When it comes to the history, this can be configured really extensively. So not only at a specific task performance level, but we can also capture specific fields that are potentially either relevant to you or demanded by regulators. It's really important for financial institutions to be able to have that peace of mind that when the watchdogs come knocking on the door, you're readily available, you're already prepared with relevant information you can share with them rather than running around to collect that last minute. So all the onboardings are surfaced through the record technology. So at any time, this is your directory, the true source of all onboardings that take place. So you can search them, you can import them to, you can export them to Excel reports for things like committee meetings or different team meetings you might need to get to. You can personalize your filters here or analyze specific portion of work, say specific part of your business or um, onboardings within a stage. Directory is also surfaced here. Now, according to our experience, this is usually data that comes externally and doesn't necessarily stay stored within Appian itself, but it's absolutely something we can leverage through our various integration options to surface over here and allow you to have that additional context of your customers as well. So at a customer level, we can again surface all the relevant information about them in a single pane. We can understand not only the situation with onboarding itself, but in this case, because we have the whole suite leveraged over here, we can see different service requests that that customer has post onboarding as well. This is something that's available to the client themselves. And at any point where something occurs, such as change of beneficiary or owner or change of address, they can update their details through the portal to let us know, or they can phone us in and we can update them through here. At a document level, again, that's something bidirectional. And if we require further details, we can very easily notify the customer through this digital portal and ensure that communication to go ahead and do that and perform that. When it comes to matrix analytics and reporting, Appian has extensive reporting capabilities, and each release of Appian is packed with many useful features that allow you to very quickly, using the low code capabilities of the platform, configure reports that are relevant to you. We can absolutely work with other technologies here, such as Tableau, Power BI. So any existing investments that the customer has made could be leveraged and embedded here as well. But at your fingertips, based on what comes out of the box, based on the process analytics engine, based on the actions that you've taken and the steps you've actioned on the Appian platform. There are a lot of options here in terms of metrics that we could very quickly present here and have a deeper understanding on what has happened in terms of standard workflow workload matrix. What are the average days for onboarding? Am I missing the funding date? How often am I missing the funding date, and why? And drill into those details as well to then be able to make a decision. And by the way, unlike many other CRM systems which show you a lot of data but don't necessarily allow you to do much about it, Appian gives you both of best of both those worlds through the ability to take actions. So you can not only see that data, but you can also interact with it. And that is regardless of whether you will be changing data that lives within Appian or an external source such as your CRM, ERP systems, or your core banking systems such as transactions, etc. The best thing and the most flexible thing about these solutions is the configuration capabilities that they have. So the reasoning behind why this was built is that low code has really shifted the opportunities for developers from a traditional sense. So programmers and developers can now build applications much faster through low code than they could before. However, from a customer perspective, we still find that if configuration is pure backend, sometimes the change management process of certain institutions is really, really rigid. And for mundane changes such as remove a checkbox or add a new product, add a new type of task, that is something that typically requires application development and change process and testing, performance testing, penetration testing. And so very easily before you're able to jump through all these hoops and all these stages of the traditional software life cycle, you're waiting for several months for a very, very simple change. So what our solutions let you do as kind of like business administrator point of view is to manage those changes that we can certainly anticipate and know are about to happen through the configurable front end. So in this case, at an onboarding level, we can manage all the different categories So all the different types of onboardings. We can manage the various tasks that are about to happen. And all this flows into the workflow templates. So the workflow templates are something that comes with the solution itself, but also something that you can completely customize and change. And they control the type of tasks that are going to get kicked off at each onboarding level. So for example, over here we have a new customer to the bank, and if they're applying for a secured loan, we have that workflow predefined. So it's based off two main data points. So this is the type of the onboarding or the category and the region. This is because we've seen that a financial services onboarding in Spain could be very different to the way that we onboard in the UK, for example. So from here, you have that flexibility to, arrange dependencies, change this over time. If a regulation kicks off tomorrow, telling you that, okay, maybe as part of entering the actual funding details, you do need to call an external service to check um, the validity of those funds. You can very easily key this in here from the front end, and have it available for all future onboardings for a new customer that is requesting a secured line. So notice how all of this is available without the need of raising a change request, going through a software development life cycle process, etc. At a access and permissions level, everything you've seen here is fully web-based and fully role-based as well. So whether we're managing the internal users, vendors, or the customer access, we have full control over here from the front end to say exactly who can see what and who can action what also. Finally, at a data level, this is something where, again, to be future proof, um, things like accounts, customers, types of documents, products, those are things that evolve as your business evolves. So, anytime you want to launch a new product here and take that into consideration as part of your onboarding, you can use the settings page to implement that configuration. This is all I have for you today. Hopefully, this quick overview was able to give you a good understanding of what connected onboarding is and how can it be used as part of our financial services suite. The overall goal, and hopefully you appreciate it, how this unifies people, processes, and data to reduce the risk of onboarding, improve the user experience, accelerate the time to revenue, but most importantly, empower the business with complete control of the onboarding journey. Thank you.